take it for three. You betcha.
The pass to Miller outside three. Good.
Big block by Olsen.
Fryer in the paint. Now to Holzer. Left corner three. Bang! Bang! Oh!
Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a good Wednesday afternoon here on the stations of homegrown local radio, R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, and also for those tuning into the video stream at yourliveevent.com. It is the 36th annual Aitkin and Quarterbacks Club Holiday Basketball Tournament in the championship game on the boys' side of the bracket, with your Aitkin Gobblers 1-4 on the season, taking on the Pierz Pioneers, who are 4-3 on the season here on the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM Translator 103.1, and those that are also tuning into that video stream at rjbroadcasting.com. Thanks to our friends at yourliveevent.com. Paul Vold come to you live this afternoon from Aitkin High School Gymnasium, and we're not only getting ready for our broadcast, we're also taking open auditions as well for a color commentary today. Joining us here this afternoon is Aitkin Gobblers baseball coach and, well, parent of a couple of Gobblers as well. Jeremy Jansen joins us today. Good afternoon, Jeremy.
Hey, thanks for having me. Look forward to it. Should be a fun day of basketball here in the gym. A couple nice matchups. I think we're going to see a couple good games here. This one this afternoon with Pierz, and then this evening with the girls against Malacca.
That's right, and we do have those games coming up here tonight. Of course, the second game of the championship game between the Gobblers and Malacca on the girls' side of the bracket. But our afternoon matchup here with the Pierz Pioneers and your Aitkin Gobblers as well. The third-place championship game did go to the Foley Falcons 76-67 over Greenway, which was a tight battle in the first half, but eventually Foley was able to pull away late in that second half as well to capture third place in the Quarterback Club Holiday Tournament here from Aitkin High School. Taking a look at how we got to this point, boy, if it was the first game of the tournament on Wednesday, no, today's Wednesday, Tuesday it was, 74-72, the Pierz Pioneers got a win in overtime, and they almost won in regulation too.
And actually they were down 6 with under a minute to play, and probably shouldn't even have escaped that game.
Yeah.
And got lucky on a couple. It had a nice drive kick for a 3, and then a turnover by Greenway gave them that second opportunity, and they cashed in. So.
Yeah, they definitely took advantage of that and had some big plays down the stretch to beat Greenway 74-72, especially with Pierz getting off to a good start in the season. 3-0, they started off with wins over Holdingford, Swanville, and also Long Prairie Grey Eagle. But then they went to a stretch where they dropped 3 in a row as well against no slouches of teams. Crosby Ironton, Pequot Lakes, and then Eden Valley Watkins before they came here to Aitkin High School as well. So they've definitely battled through a tough part of their schedule, but they're looking on the top side of at least a over 500 record right now. But again, they've been kind of battle tested here in the last handful of games, and the same can be said for the Gobblers too.
Yeah, they started their stretch, with Perham, a top 10 ranked team in the state, and then you go Mora, a team last year, I think, ended the regular season 23-1.
Yeah.
And then you follow it up with Moose Lake, who went to the state tournament last year. So you had a tough stretch, and I obviously with a child on this, I followed all 3 games, and the game we put together against Perham was a very good game, and I just haven't seen that team since that. And there's flashes of it, and if we can take care of the little things, rebounding the basketball, making free throws, and the things that you can control, we're going to put ourselves in a good spot to win a game here.
Absolutely, and talking about those little things too, Jeremy, of course, capitalizing, rebounding as well. Yesterday, the Gobblers did a great job, had them down 28 rebounds compared to 21 from Foley as well, and then also getting that late three-pointer from Zach McDonald. The Gobblers just struggled from outside in that first half, and a good portion of the early second half too.
And the rebounding, so many second chance points come from that rebound. The offensive rebound, and everybody crashes, and then you get that kick for the three-pointer. And we could have put that game away early if we could have cashed in on the open looks that we had. And they're going to fall. Are we going to be 10 of 15 from 3, but 0 for 15 isn't gonna sit well either. So, but it was good to see Zach get off the schneid a little bit. He had been snake bitten throughout the season from behind the arc, and he cashed in big for us yesterday. Hit a big one down the stretch and give us that tie game, and then ended up going on to win. So
absolutely, first win of the season for the Gobblers. That was 47-44 against Foley, which you heard right here on the Gobblers. Zach McDonald finished with 14 points. Gus Sanford had 12 points. Landon also had a nice game. Landon Jansen, that is 6.7 rebounds. And they also forced unofficially 20 turnovers in that game against Foley. And then we talked about it with Coach Stanfield after the game. Getting into those passing lanes and disrupting the opposing offense was a big help in that game for the Gobblers too.
Our guard play was really good yesterday, and tip passes, just getting a hand on a ball that deflected it to somebody down low, or picking off a pass in an open layup. And that was the best I've seen. Jalen Williams had one whale of a game defensively yesterday. I felt the best I've seen him play on the defensive side. And you didn't see him on the scoreboard, but I'll tell you, he was a difference maker in that game yesterday for the Gobblers. So
we look forward to a great matchup this afternoon with the Aitkin Gobblers taking on the Pierz Pioneers. We'll step aside here for a break this afternoon and get a look here, of course, at our out-of-town scoreboard and schedule as well. Here's the only games we've got here on Homegrown Local Radio are the Gobblers here from the 36th Annual Aitkin Quarterback Holiday Tournament as well. Of course, we got starting lives. We'll have our conversation with Coach Scott Stanfield coming up here in the pregame show as well. Gobblers taking on Pierz this afternoon here on the Gobbler. And for those also tuning into the video stream, yourliveevent.com.
At RNJ Broadcasting Incorporated, we inspire to provide the best in local sports coverage for our area teams. Listen to our Wake the Lakes morning show for local news, weather, and sports every weekday morning from 6 to 9. If you're enjoying the video coverage of the Aitkin Gobblers, thank the sponsoring businesses you see advertising. They make it possible. If you're a business owner and want to reach our viewers and listeners, go to yourliveevent.com and click Advertise to get in contact. That's yourliveevent.com.
It's been a family tradition since 1938, purchasing a new Ford or pre-owned vehicle at Aitkin Motors. Another tradition that Aitkin Motors is proud of is supporting extracurricular activities for area students. Need an oil change or vehicle repair? Schedule an appointment with the Aitkin Motors Service Department. Tires? Check out the low price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors, family owned and operated, serving the area for over 84 years. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
At Brandel Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, their team works together to provide you with the ultimate Buick, GMC, and Chevrolet shopping experience. Browse the lot at brandelgm.com. They're there to exceed your expectations, deliver the best service possible, and make car shopping fun again. Browse the lot at brandelgm.com. When looking for your next new or used vehicle, shop Brandel Chevrolet, Buick, GMC in Aitkin. Our reputation rides with you. brandelgm.com.
At RNJ Broad
and your safety.
Welcome back here this afternoon to the Gobbler, KKIN, and for those also tuning in to yourliveevent.com, Paul Vold coming to you live from the Cub Foods Brainerd and Baxter radio booth, joined right alongside with Jeremy Jansen here this afternoon. Your Pierz, the Pierz Pioneers taking on your Aitkin Gobblers here tonight as we get a chance to take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard this afternoon, and we are the only games on Homegrown Local Radio, at least for the local side of the afternoon of sports. Of course, Pierz taking on your Gobblers, and don't forget that coming up at the conclusion of our game as well, they'll jump onto the girls' side of the bracket with Northwoods taking on McGregor in the holiday tournament, the third-place championship game, and then the championship will have Malacca against Aitkin, 6:40 scheduled pregame on KKIN, AM 930, and FL4. Getting a few messages from people. We do appreciate the fact that people are tuning in the video stream as Zach McDonald gets the shooter's roll, and now 12-4 is the score. Gobblers are ahead this afternoon.
Zachary Jones, all 6 points on the night for afternoon for Pierz Pioneers so far. Nice player for Pierz.
Seeing a lot more time on the offensive end for the Gobblers here. To try our best here to keep things running here this afternoon. Again, folks, just try and bear with us here on the afternoon. It's one of those that's going to have to be a labor of love as Zach McDonald, a corner three-pointer, loose out on the floor on the rebound. McDonald after a pass from Landon Jansen after the initial rebound, and it is back in the hands of the Pierz Pioneers. Missed opportunity by the Gobblers, 12-6, they still lead. Now into the hands of Eli Christie, who checks into the game after a recent stoppage. And we continue on here this afternoon.
Landon's active on the board.
Orthopedics and sports medicine.
Let's get real. You're ready for...
Visit Security State Insurance on the second floor of the Security State Bank building in Aitkin.
Right now sitting at 9:29 to play here in this first half of basketball. 12-9 our score here on the Gobbler, KKIN, and also at rjbroadcasting.com. As we do battle some technological issues here as the Gobblers get 2 points right out of the Riverwood Healthcare Center timeout for the likes of Alex Palm, and the aggressiveness of the Gobbler defense pulls through with a turnover on a steal.
Zach McDonald then that finding Alex wide open on the block.
Gobblers come back the other way offensively. Leading 14-9 now our score on the Brando Motors of Aitkin scoreboard. Gobblers work it around with Zach McDonald now at the top of the key. Works it over left side for Alex Palm. Palm will set the offense now out on the left wing, back up top to LJ, and feeds it into the right wing now for Zach McDonald down low. Quick touch, Jalen Williams up off the glass for him today. 16-9, now the advantage for the Aitkin Gobblers here in this opening half. Missed a shot on the three-point attempt there by the Pierz Pioneers. Now another three straight on from Zachary Jones, no good. Scoring 6 of the 9 points on the putback for Stuckmeyer, as now cuts the deficit down to 16-11. Continuing to roll here this afternoon with the Gobblers now leading with just a little under halfway to go here of this first half. 16-11. Inbound after the near miss, and a nice putback follow through there. A nice play out of bounds from Zach McDonald. Gets it right to LJ. He goes up off the window. 18-11 now the score with 7.5 to play.
Yeah, Zach's acting as a quarterback out there today. He's got his head on a swivel, finding the open guy, and done a nice job.
We're going to continue on here with the radio broadcast and the video broadcast. Well, unfortunately for those tuning in, until we get the Aitkin internet back up and rolling, unfortunately, as the saying goes, it's going to be as good as it can be right now here at this point. We try to make the proper adjustments, and for those that have been messaging us and letting us know that the broadcast on the video side at yourliveevent.com has been subject at best, well, we know. We appreciate the feedback. 18-11 the score, with the Gobblers leading here on yourliveevent.com as well as rjbroadcasting.com. To Ian Oberfeld, gets it on the right elbow extended, drives inside, and a charge called against Ian Oberfeld. And Alex Palm took the contact, and he gets on through. It'll be Zach McDonald dishing it out. Left wing now, pass inside. Now back out to the left corner for Gus Sanford. Up with the right hand. Ball swatted out of the air after the initial contact just outside the lane, and the Gobblers give it up as here come the Pierz Pioneers. Ian Oberfeld, fed inside to number 15, Jonathan Cheney. He loses the shot and gets his own rebound in the process. Now back out to the right wing. Stuckmeyer for a three. Good. And the first lead of the afternoon for the Pierz Pioneers comes at 19-18 left in the first half with only 5 minutes to go. Gus Sanford looks to drive on the left wing inside the lane, back out to Landon Jansen at the top of the circle to Jalen Williams at the free throw line. Awkward shot for him. Rebound down to LJ. His shot blocked out of the air. Looks like it was number 12 in Zachary Jones. He'll look to run the length of the floor. Transition three-pointer off the window and in. 3 straight threes made by the Pierz Pioneers has got them now up 22 to 18, excuse me, with a quick Riverwood Healthcare Center timeout taken here. What a swing of momentum towards the Pioneers, Jeremy.
Wow, yeah, we a nice lead there and a couple empty possessions, and the momentum, that's basketball, switches that quick, and you get one, and then, we're going to have to dig deep here the last 5 minutes and get control of this game right back.
Absolutely, with just 22 to 18 our score, just under a little over 5 minutes to play here in the first half. Of course, we do apologize for some of our technical difficulties on the video stream this afternoon, but you know what? We're making a go of it. It's a swing of momentum, not only on the court, but also here from the Cub Foods radio booth this afternoon as well. Big deal player of the game honors still to be mentioned here in this contest, as well as in the postgame show. We hope to get that straightened out. Also with our Enbridge, I Bring the Energy player of the game here today as well. Now under 5 to go, 4:50 and counting downward, 18 to 22 our score. The Gobblers trailing the Pierz Pioneers in the Quarterback Club Holiday Tournament. Shot in the lane is good for Gus Sanford. 2 more points for him. And the Gobblers cut it down to 1 possession at 22 to 20 as the Pioneers come the other way with Stuckmeyer in the right wing, dribbling towards the corner now, up to number 12 in Zachary Jones. Jones to Ian Oberfeld in the left wing. Get back up top to Jones from the top of the circle extended now. A handoff pass to number 1 and Joey Stuckmeyer to Ian Oberfeld. Right side for Kyle Wincher. Wincher gets the pass. He'll look to drive as he goes from the left elbow. 3 on the way from Oberfeld, no good. A rebound into the hands of Zach McDonald. Transition to Jalen Williams. Gets a weak side screen from Micah Lane. Up and under the basket. A beautiful layup in store for Jalen Williams.
Yeah.
And the Gobblers tie it up at 22 all.
Nice reverse layup. I like to see him go up with that one and kick that, and an opportunity to score versus kicking that ball to the corner.
Here turnover by the Pierz Pioneers as we get a 10-second call. Couldn't get it over and back as the Gobblers force a turnover defensively as they could not get the 10-second call, even though Pierz's coach is contending with the fact that maybe the Pioneers did establish themselves, or it was tipped right at midcourt by the Gobblers.
What they're saying is the ball never across the court, so they still, no matter if it was tipped or not, didn't change possession.
Gotcha. Either way, the Gobblers get the ball right back to their hands now with 3:40 and counting downward here in this first half. Out to the left side. Looks like it'll be Zach McDonald with the handle. Looks for Alex Palm just outside the lane. Outside the paint once again to Micah Lane at the top of the key. Looks for a pass to Gus Sanford. He'll skip it over to Jalen Williams, who gets a screen from Lane. Lane will force his way up off the glass. Can't get the shot to go for him as the ball goes in the hands of Zachary Jones. Jones across the timeline. Right back up top now for number 2 and Kyle Wincher. Wincher to Zachary Jones once again for Pierz. Right at the top of the circle. Looks for a skip pass over to Stuckmeyer. He'll do it. Firing off a deep three-pointer. Doesn't draw iron as we get contact out on the floor.
Nice rebound, Jay. Way to fight there.
Jalen Williams will get the rebound on the missed shot there, and we'll get a 1-and-1, it looks like, an opportunity.
Jay's 5th rebound of the afternoon.
5 rebounds already in the first half with 3:03 to play in this first half of basketball. The Gobblers and Pierz Pioneers tied at 22. 1-and-1 opportunity for Jalen Williams. Get Landon back into the game. Checking in for Micah Lane as well. As we'll get everybody set up and aligned. 1-and-1 with the 7th team foul of the first half. That one going to Kyle Wincher is first. Front end of the 1-and-1, no good, but the rebound, Gus Sanford, and we'll get another foul called on the floor. I think this one might be against Wincher once again. And it will be Wincher, his 2nd foul, and as many times down the length of the floor, as Gus Sanford will get a 1-and-1, it looks like, with the 8th team foul. I got to say it was 2 regardless, but the front end of the now 2 guaranteed free throws for Gus will now make it 23 to 22. Second free throw from Gus is good. 3:01 to play here in the first half. 24 to 22 Aitkin with the advantage once again.
Nice little 6-0 run again for the Gobblers coming back here.
Under 3 minutes to play. Loose ball handling by Pierz, but they recover the Ian Oberfeld now to another 3-point shot. Long rebound. Gobblers got sucked in on the long shot. 3-pointer from Kirby Fisher. No good. Another long rebound. This one in the hands of Ian Oberfeld against Landon Jansen. Now back out to Fisher once again. Straight on. Stuckmeyer thought about the three. Drives to the free throw line, stops in the paint, needs to get rid of it. He does. To Kirby Fisher, awkward floater out the side. Eli Christie rejects that shot from getting anywhere near the basket.
Eli's crafty that way. He comes in from behind. He's done that a half a dozen times this year and really disrupted the shooter.
2.5 to play until halftime. 24-21 is the score, as the Gobblers do hold the advantage in a back and forth first half. 8 fouls compared to 4 for the Gobblers. 4 fouls for the Gobblers. Tie up on the jump ball. Possession arrow says Aitkin. Now exactly 2.5 minutes to play. It was 2:31, I believe, or it might have been 2:34 before that series of events did lead to the Gobblers getting the basketball. Across half court comes Gus Sanford for the Gobblers. Works it over to left side for Eli Christie. Christie, free throw line shot, good for Eli Christie.
That there is Eli's shot. All the first part of this season, he hits that corner. Nice little jumper. And
pass right in the lane. Now going almost coast to coast with it. Joey Stuckmeyer with another 2. 26-24. Now the score with the Gobblers on top of the Pierz Pioneers. Right elbow shot, jumper, no good. Rebound to Jansen, no good. And the rebound this time into the hands of Jonathan Cheney for the Pierz Pioneers with 1:45 to go until halftime. Up off the right side, up off the glass for Kirby Fisher. And 2 more points. We're tied at 26. Back and forth we've gone here in this first half, and now we've got 90 seconds to go. We're tied at 26. Pass inside. Gobblers swatted out of the air for the Gobblers. Landon Jansen's opportunity taken away. It'll be Ian Oberfeld working it to the right side. Now inside for number 15. A foul call against the Gobblers, and it'll be Cheney who will head his way to the free throw line.
I disagree with that one. I thought it was clean. Looked very similar on the other end. That didn't get called. So
there was contact on the opportunity there for number 15 and Jonathan Cheney, as he is on the free throw line for 2 guaranteed free throws. First one missed as it went off the back of the rim and kicked out. Second free throw with Cheney, and the foul assessed to number 3 and Eli Christie. Second free throw, no good. Palm with the board with 1:15 and counting downward left here in this first half. 26-26 with 1:09 to play here in this first half and counting downward. Across to Eli Christie, fed inside to Landon Jansen. Lots of contact, but Landon finishes it strong with 2 more points for him. Gobblers with a 2-point advantage. Inbound stolen away by the Gobblers, and a missed shot there by Gus Sanford, and the Pioneers will come back with under 50 seconds in the first half. Fed in the lane. Loose ball out on the floor in the lane, and it's going to be jump ball on the tie-up. It will stay with Pierz on the possession arrow. With 43.2 seconds to go, it will be Kirby Fisher triggering the inbound to the left of the basket for the Pioneers. Right inside, Ian Oberfeld at the free throw line off the inbound, gets it to go for him.
Lost assignment there, left wide open at the free throw line, and easy bucket for Oberfeld.
Tied at 28, 33 seconds go. Zach McDonald to Eli Christie for 3. Good! Christie, a big-time 3-point shot made by Eli Christie to give the Gobblers a 3-point lead with 20 seconds to go until the half. Cross-court pass to Ian Oberfeld. Looks for somewhere to go inside. He'll just feed it back to Kirby Fisher. Right back to Ian Oberfeld with 11 to go. Pioneers will hold for the final shot. At least they will before the drive by Zachary Jones. And will 7 seconds to go.
Foul on Gus Sanford there.
Gus,
drive.
Yes, Gus with now his second foul. A foul to give. Actually, no, not a foul to give. It'll be a 1-and-1, it looks like.
I guess they called it a shooting foul.
Interesting. KKIN AM 930 FM 103.1, as well as for those trying to tune in to the video stream at yourliveevent.com. You know what? We're giving it our best go here with some of the technical difficulties from Aitkin High School and from us here as well. We're trying to give it our best shot here today as well. But our halftime score, it's a good one, 33-29. Aitkin Gobblers on top at halftime against the Pierz Pioneers. Paul Vold joined alongside with Jeremy Jansen on the broadcast this afternoon. And Jeremy, it was pretty well in favor of the Gobblers for a good stretch. Then Pierz started knocking down shots from the outside, but a very back and forth first half in the late stages.
Yeah, Zachary Jones, even yesterday in the game they played against Greenway, had a nice game, but leads away. He's got 2 3-pointers, and it looks like he's got 15 on the night with 3.
A little preview of the later game in our broadcast coming up on our broadcast schedule with the Aitkin girls taking on the Malacca Wolves in the girls championship of the Aitkin Quarterback Club Holiday Tournament from Aitkin High School. 33-29 our halftime score. We'll take this break. We'll get those second half adjustments. Second half tip coming up as well here on the Gobbler and also at yourliveevent.com.
1938, purchasing a new Ford or pre-owned vehicle at Aitkin Motors. Another tradition that Aitkin Motors is proud of is supporting extracurricular activities for area students. Need an oil change or vehicle repair? Schedule an appointment with the Aitkin Motors Service Department. Tires? Check out the low price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors, family owned and operated, serving the area for over 84 years. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
At Brandel Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, their team works together to provide you with the ultimate Buick, GMC, and Chevrolet shopping experience. Browse the lot at brandelgm.com. They're there to exceed your expectations, deliver the best service possible, and make car shopping fun again. Browse the lot at brandelgm.com. When looking for your next new or used vehicle, shop Brandel Chevrolet, Buick, GMC in Aitkin. Our reputation rides with you. brandelgm.com.
At R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, we inspire to provide the best in local sports coverage for our area teams. Listen to our Wake the Lakes morning show for local news, weather, and sports every weekday morning from 6 to 9. If you're enjoying the video coverage of the Aitkin Gobblers, thank the sponsoring businesses you see advertising. They make it possible. If you're a business owner and want to reach our viewers and listeners, go to yourliveevent.com and click Advertise to get in contact. That's yourliveevent.com.
It's been a family tradition since 1938, purchasing a new Ford or pre-owned vehicle at Aitkin Motors. Another tradition that Aitkin Motors is proud of is supporting extracurricular activities for area students. Need an oil change or vehicle repair? Schedule an appointment with the Aitkin Motors Service Department. Tires? Check out the low price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors, family owned and operated, serving the area for over 84 years. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
Hey, we're back here on the Gobbler, KKIN, and also at rjbroadcasting.com. For those also tuning in to yourliveevent.com as well, we do apologize again for some of our issues that we've been having the video stream, but it looks like with the Aitkin School internet that we are connected to, we're trying to give it a go here. We may have to just pull it up on the phone once again to make sure that we're...
I think I got some feedback. It looks like it's back up and running. So.
Yeah, it looks like we are back up and running here. Of course, the computer on my end isn't showing anything, but we're going to go with what the phone says and what people say. Hey, if you want to come up and, tell us we sound like morons, then you know what? I'm more than used to it here at this point. But again, we got a couple of moments here before the second half does start here from the Cup Foods Brainerd and Baxter radio booth. Of course, Paul Vold joined alongside with Jeremy Jansen here for the broadcast this afternoon. The boys leading at halftime 33-29 in the Aitkin Quarterback Club Holiday Tournament with the Aitkin Gobblers, again, up by that score. We talked about it briefly at halftime, Jeremy. Of course, being able to stay out of foul trouble so far. And the Gobblers are doing a pretty good job because a lot of the games early on, that's been one thing that's been kind of slowing them down a little bit, is getting into foul trouble too.
Right, for sure. You got two quick ones. Different. Gus was on the bench early yesterday. They had Landon credited for 2. He was sitting down early, and it's important to play good defense and continue to work hard. And they've worked hard today. Right now we've got Gobblers out rebounding Pierz 2-1 in the first half there. So if we keep that up, we'll get some good second chance looks here, and hopefully we continue to put some pressure on them.
Yeah, we look forward to the start of our second half here as well. Gobblers lead 33-29, and a very surprising note as well, even with both Oberfeld boys for Pierz, especially Ian Oberfeld. 2 fouls he had early on in the contest, and he was out there for a lot of that first half too, and didn't really miss all that much time to begin with.
No, you think that's maybe the difference between the freshman and the senior, both Oberfeld boys with 2 fouls, and they sat the freshman down right away. And Ian, senior year, probably knows and understands, hey, I got to stay out of the cheap fouls, and so they left him out though. So.
All right, we get ready for the start of the second half, and we are back up and running here this afternoon here on the Gobbler and rjbroadcasting.com. Gobblers with the basketball, 18 minutes and counting downward here on the Brando Motors of Aitkin scoreboard. Gus Sanford, no changes for either starting team in the second half. Sanford to Landon Jansen, cut pass right along the baseline, shot no good. Rebound down to Noah Oberfeld, I should say, for the Pierz Pioneers as they'll come across half court. Pass stolen away by Zach McDonald. He'll lay it up off the window, and an easy layup and 2 points for the Aitkin Gobblers as the first half starts off with 2 for Zach McDonald.
Zach's so active that way. He's quick. He just a quick burst, gets his hand in the lane, and
Noah Oberfeld almost cradled the ball and went up for a shot, rejected off the bottom of the rim, and it's Jalen Williams who comes out with it to Alex Palm to Zach McDonald out on the right wing. Dribbles his way into that right corner, now comes out of it to Gus Sanford, cross-court pass. Now we'll throw up a shot, and it's going to be off the arm of actually a Pioneer before it goes out of bounds.
He was looking for that backdoor cut from Landon just off the arm or on bounds.
It'll be Zach McDonald to trigger the inbound to the right side for the Gobblers. He will get it out to Gus Sanford on the right wing. Back up top now for Jalen. Thought about the 3-0 drive, left elbow. Feeds it down low for Landon on an awkward shot thrown up, but now it's landing in the hands of the Gobblers. Jalen Williams after a pass from Alex Palm. High up off the window. Loose rebound. It lands in the hands of number 12 in Zachary Jones for the Pierz Pioneers. They'll come back offensively with the basketball. Right side pass, now back to the middle for Andrew Wincher. Wincher will settle himself. He'll work it to the right side. Now back up top, left side for number 12, Zachary Jones, inside to Noah Oberfeld. Ian Oberfeld is his shot rejected, and it lands in the hands of, Jalen Williams once again.
6th board of the night for Jalen.
He just continues to find himself right in the active areas, and the Gobblers come back offensively to Landon Jansen. Now Alex Palm at the top of the key. Working left side, now back towards the right for Zach McDonald. Gets a screen from Palm. He'll dribble back to the right. Into the corner now for Alex Palm. He'll dribble his way to the free throw lane. Up top for Landon Jansen. Directing traffic. Now to Zach McDonald. His pass broken away. And the Gobblers will have to reset with 15:50 to go here in this second half, leading 35-29.
Yep, they're out in a 2-3 to start.
Gus Sanford outside the lane, fishes it off into the corner. A shot rejected from Jalen Williams, and the Pioneers come out with it to Pierz. And a shot and no good on the foul. It will be Noah Oberfeld. Looks like he'll head himself to the free throw line. Zach McDonald will get his first of the afternoon, it looks like. Team's first foul of the half. With 15:33 to play, front end of the 2 is missed by Noah Oberfeld. 6-point lead, 35-29 on the Brando Motors of Aitkin scoreboard. Second free throw will be coming up from Oberfeld on its way, and good. Opportunity there for the Gobblers. Well, just a one free throw made there from Oberfeld. 35-30 is the score. Gobblers with the advantage. Across half court now comes Aitkin to left side. looks for a pass to the Gobblers, and Zach McDonald to Gus Sanford right now. Three-pointer on the way from Landon Jansen off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound down to Ian Oberfeld. Stretch pass out to number 12, Zachary Jones. Back to the right wing. Three-pointer on the deep right side from Kirby Fisher, no good. And it's going to be Gus Sanford on a board. Brings it across the timeline for Aitkin. Gobblers taking their time as they come across half court, really working it around and trying to find an open shot for them. To Jalen Williams, now to Zach McDonald. Almost impeded upon with a pass to Gus Sanford. Right now to Alex Palm. 14-40 and counting downward, 35-30. Gus Sanford collects a hot pass right along the right baseline. Throws up a shot off the side of the backboard, no good. Into the hands now of Zachary Jones. Off the left side, skip pass inside, up off the glass, and it'll be a blocking foul against the Gobblers as Wincher was driving. Andrew Wincher, that is. 14:28 to play here in the first half.
Looked like a travel prior to that, but that one was missed, and Alex was in the charge box, and so he was set up, but that's the call. If you're sitting in the box, it's an automatic block.
Free throw on number one there for the first free throw, I should say, for Andrew Wincher is missed. Gobblers getting the benefit of those missed free throws in the contest thus far for the Pierz Pioneers. The second free throw from Wincher is good. 14:26 to go here in the second half. 35-31, Aitkin in front. Gus Sanford to Alex Palm. Palm right side now into the corner for Jalen Williams. Zach McDonald's pass is taken away. It's going to be Andrew Wincher once again, as it'll be a foul out on the floor before the continuation of the shot. And that will be, I believe, assessed to. That'll be
Zach's, second foul of the second half.
So 2 fouls early already for Zach McDonald, both in the second half thus far. 9 points for him in the ball game. Inbound will be the left side for Oberfeld, Noah Oberfeld, that is, to number 11 in Kirby Fisher. At the free throw circle, drives in the lane, up with the right hand, off the glass and in. And it's a one-possession lead for the Gobblers at 35-33.
Gobblers had some looks. We just haven't been able to put the ball in the hoop here. Had a nice couple sets they've run, but
opportunities have just not come by for the Gobblers as of yet here in this second half. And the free throw lane jumper on its way from Jalen Williams will fall. And the Gobblers back up by 4 at 37-33. Other way, three-pointer on its way, high off the arc and no good. Put back denied on the rebound from Kirby Fisher, and Gus Sanford comes out with it once again. 13:26 to play in the ball game. Gobblers still up by 4. To Jalen Williams, gets a screen from Alex Palm, draws a double team, skips it to Palm. Left corner, 3 on the way from Williams, no good, and it lands in the hands of Zachary Jones. Jones across half court, skips it down low. Andrew Wincher up off the window. Strong finish for him, 37-35. We're trading baskets back and forth here in this second half. We got a whole 13 minutes still to go. Gus Sanford across the timeline with the basketball at the top of the key now, working up against Oberfeld from the left elbow. Throws up an awkward shot outside the paint, no good. Rebound down to Noah Oberfeld once again. He'll give it up to himself, actually. He'll take it across half court, looks to drive, left wing, into the corner now for Wincher. 3 on the way from Zachary Jones, no good. A loose rebound, it comes into the hands of Gus Sanford once again. Pioneers trying to go quick, Gobblers trying to slow things down on the offensive ends. 37-35. Sanford looked for Micah Lane, but decided to pass to Alex Jones back at the top of the key, as Zach McDonald will set up the offense as he backs out near midcourt. Gets it right over to Micah Lane, who gets it by way to Jalen Williams. To Gus Sanford. Looks for a pass to the right side, maybe trying to switch with Zach McDonald. Right side, Micah Lane's shot off the side of the rim, no good, in the hands of Andrew Wincher on the rebound. It'll go to number 11 in Kirby Fisher on the right side, just outside the paint, driving and up off the glass, and a tie game as Micah Lane unfortunately turned his back to number 12, Zachary Jones, and Jones made the Gobblers pay.
Kind of a miss assignment there. I think they both thought they had one or the other, and both went the same way.
Right now, Gobblers have the game tied at 37 all. We saw a change of this momentum in the first half, too, where it got eventually tied in the ball game. Gus Sanford's jumper in the right corner, no good inside the arc. And the Gobblers come out with it to Micah Lane to Gus Sanford off the loose ball. And Micah Lane atones for his mistake earlier by setting up Gus Sanford for 2 more points. 8 for Gus here in the ball game.
Good hustle play by Micah. Didn't give up on that ball.
Bullet pass inside Oberfeld to Jones up off the window. And we're tied again at 39. Both teams in this contest. And that one was just left alone, Zachary Jones, after a couple of hot passes from the Oberfeld boys. Micah Lane, jumper off the right elbow, extended, awkward shot, but it comes into the hands of Jalen Williams. Tries to get it back to Lane as Micah will preserve it for the Gobblers. To Zach McDonald. McDonald, right corner for Jalen Williams. Thought about the 3. He'll stop, pop a shot inside the arc, no good. Rebound down to Oberfeld and Ian Oberfeld. Ball stolen away by Jalen Williams. He'll bring it across half court as both teams looking to make some substitutions here, but this player's been waiting quite some time, at least 3 minutes worth of game action. We're 10 minutes to play in the game, 39-39. Up off the left side. Ooh, Zach McDonald, a slick touch high off the backboard and in.
Yeah, quick little first step. He beat his guy, got to the glass, off the glass. Nice
Oberfeld for 3. Long rebound. It goes to Zachary Jones. It's stolen away as a loose pass from the Pioneers to Zach McDonald. Double team on him as he takes the contact and will make his way to the free throw line, it looks like.
Hey, Drew, you faked the up, and it got, Zach Jones to go up in the air and come down on him. So
Zach Jones, that'll be his first of the contest tonight. I shouldn't say tonight. It's not even 3 o'clock this afternoon. It's such a weird time.
Yeah, we're always in it here in the night, so you can say it. It's dark in here, but, we can't see the sunlight, so we can call it nighttime.
I mean, you look outside one of the gym doors here on the far end, you can see it poking through. Probably won't be up too much longer as Zach McDonald's first free throw, no good, and now we'll get substitutions in on both sides. Eli Christie, Braden Smith, and Landon Jansen check in for the Gobblers.
Almost looked like a hockey line change there,
I make the comment all the time. Sometimes I feel like basketball would be more exciting if they could change like hockey players do. Just
come off the bench.
Hot changes all the time. Second free throw, no good, but Alex Palm will get a board for the Gobblers, and Zach McDonald for 3. Good. Big time 3 made once again by the Gobblers, and it'll be Zach McDonald, a timeout taken by the Pierz Pioneers.
Zach didn't like the free throws. He'd rather, step back and knock down the 3 there. So
timeout taken by Pierz. We'll take it with him as well. 9:47 to play. Gobblers up by 5 at 44-39 on the Gobbler, as well as YourLiveEvent.com.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
Try to get a bit of a hot change off the video stream timeout, and things don't exactly always time up perfectly, but that's okay here on the Gobbler and rjbroadcasting.com. You know what? We're making it go here as long as nobody has high standards of broadcast altogether.
Right.
I think we're going to do just fine.
Yeah, you're I would say you're multitasking, but you're quadruple tasking.
Well,
so, nice job.
Again, we got to give a big thank you to Jeremy Jansen for, the open tryout. I think at this point is pretty much locked down right now. You can't go anywhere from now on. Maybe baseball season is going to be a different story altogether. You can't exactly coach from the press box at Wook Field, that's for sure. 44-39 our score. Aitkin Gobblers with the advantage after a Riverwood Healthcare Center timeout taken by the Pierz Pioneers as they try to get settled. Reed back into the offensive side. Ball loose on the floor. We're going to jump ball on the tie-up. It stays with the Pioneers this afternoon. Both teams pretty quiet on the foul side of things. Gobblers with 3 in this second half. Only 1 for the Pierz Pioneers in this second half of this game overall. 44-39. Substitution checking in, it looks like, for Pierz. We'll see Andrew Wincher. 2 fouls for him in this contest. He checked in for, I believe, number 15, Jonathan Cheney, I believe. 9.5 to play.
Yep, it was Cheney. Yep.
Right corner three-pointer, and it's good for number 1, Joey Stuckmeyer, who checked in before the last timeout. 44-42, Pierz again right back in it. Just when you think you got a little bit of a slight on the Pioneers, they come and knock a couple of big shots, and well, they're still in it 44-42 with 9 minutes to go. Still a lot of basketball to be played. It's stolen away by Pierz. Oop, my apologies on that one there. As we get the Pioneers resettle the offense as we try to get resettled as well with Wincher. Oberfeld for 3. Noah Oberfeld knocks down another big 3, and just like that, 6-0 run turns into a 1-point lead for the Pioneers. Timeout to the advantage of the Pioneers after that stoppage. And Braden Smith in the free throw circle gets it back out to Zach McDonald. He'll fire a 3 of his own, and he answers right back.
Again, yesterday was the game I think that got Zach going, and he's been hot again here today.
Hit that game-winning three-pointer against the Foley Falcons a minute to go, and a 3 from Zach Jones, no good. Rebound into the hands of Alex Palm, and here comes Zach McDonald with 8:17 and a 2-point lead. Braden Smith thought about the 3 on the right wing. He hands it off again back to Zach McDonald. Looks for some help to Landon Jansen. Left all alone. Why not fire the 3, LJ? And can't get the shot to go, but a rebound down to Braden Smith. Jalen Williams, skip pass at Eli Christie actually to Zach McDonald. No good. Rebound down to the Gobblers and Alex Palm. What a great play from Alex Palm to elevate. Braden Smith, left corner 3. No good. Rebound to the Palm once again. Palm doing a one-man show here on this offensive set to Eli Christie. Braden Smith left all alone. 3-pointer once again off the front of the rim. Another rebound for the Gobblers. This time LJ outside the paint. Loose ball down on the floor. Palm, turn around, jumper, fade away. Can't get it to go. And this one will go into the hands. Pierz finally gets a rebound to shut down about 4 offensive tries. Noah Oberfeld from 3, and he knocks down a shot without little time to even think about it.
That's where you got to, capitalize. We had 4 opportunities there and didn't get one to go, and so it's important. And then they come right back, change the momentum.
Eli Christie shot inside the arc. That one's good for him. It's a 2-point shot and a 1-point lead for the Aitkin Gobblers.
A little 10-foot jumper for Eli. It's almost guaranteed. Just a great.
Pass stolen away by Zach McDonald to Eli Christie. Up off the basket. Can't get the shot to go even with contact.
Wow.
A rebound into the hands there of Andrew Wincher as he collects the loose change. 6:40 to go in the ball game. 49-48. Gobblers with the advantage. Pass to Stuckmeyer. That's Joey Stuckmeyer. As he'll dribble to the top of the circle. Right wing looks for a pass to Oberfeld. Noah Oberfeld, that is. Off to number 12, that is Zach Jones. Up with the right hand, right through the middle. Shot will not go. Last touch by the Pioneers. And it'll be Gobbler basketball. We'll see a couple of substitutions. Like Jalen back into the game. Braden Smith checks out along with Eli Christie. I think Gus checked back in the game for Aitkin as well.
Yep.
6:16 to play and counting downward. 1-point advantage for Aitkin. Sanford with the basketball from the top of the circle. Right side for Zach McDonald. 3-pointer on its way. No good. Rebound by LJ. Put back basket will not count as he is fouled though. Opportunity for Aitkin at the free throw line for Landon Jansen. Ian Oberfeld will get his 3rd foul. That's 3 fouls for the senior, Ian Oberfeld, as Landon Jansen at the free throw line. Front end of the 2, no good for Landon. With 6:05 to go, score remains 49-48 from the Cub Foods Brainerd Baxter radio booth inside Aitkin High School. Second of the 2 is good for Aitkin, and the Gobblers up by 2, 50-48. The Quarterback Club Holiday Tournament Championship game. Nice big trophy on the other side of the court, waiting for the victor of this contest. Stepped inside, firing up a shot, and we get contact and a charge called against the Pioneers.
Both officials blew the call. The guy underneath was going to call a charge, And the guy up top who called the foul looked for confirmation and then ended up calling the charge. So
the Gobblers will get the advantage of that with that foul being called against Noah Oberfeld. So both Oberfelds are now with 3 fouls with 5:50 to go in the ball game and a 2-point lead. Zach McDonald with a full head of steam across half court on the right wing. Looks for a drive inside to the baseline. We'll get it back to Landon Jansen. Connected with Zach once again. He'll dribble his way back to the top of the circle. Zach McDonald looks right side. Now back up top for Alex Palm. Looking out on the wing here for number 15, Jalen Williams, and a timeout taken by Coach Scott Stanfield. 5:27 to play here in this ball game. Gobblers up 50-48. Timeout taken out on the floor. We'll take it with him as well here on the Gobbler, yourliveevent.com.
At Brandel Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, their team works together to provide you with the ultimate Buick, GMC, and Chevrolet shopping experience. Browse the lot at brandelgm.com. They're there to exceed your expectations, deliver the best service possible, and make car shopping fun again. Browse the lot at brandelgm.com. When looking for your next new or used vehicle, shop Brandel Chevrolet Buick GMC in Aitkin. Our reputation rides with you. brandelgm.com.
You and your safety.
Welcome back here this afternoon of the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1, and rjbroadcasting.com. For those also tuning into yourliveevent.com, well, we're not the only ones experiencing technical difficulties. Scoreboard just went out.
Hey, it must be a... Oh, there they go. Somebody stepped on the plug-in.
Yeah, that'll happen. That'll happen to the best of us. But we do know 50-48, at least that's what we have here on our scoreboard here, because someone's got to keep the manual scoreboard. But, Jeremy, when we were talking about here during the break, the bigs for the Gobblers, they're doing their part in the rebounding department today.
And they've got 20 boards combined, but that just contributes to those second chance points, and it's really helped us. It's multiple shot opportunities in a possession. So
5:27 to go. A timeout that was taken by your Aitkin Gobblers, a Riverwood Healthcare Center timeout on the Brandel Motors of Aitkin scoreboard. Lots to think about here with our big deal player of the game. In 5.5 minutes till we got to make that decision. Pass to Landon Jansen, too hot off the inbound, and it's a turnover by the Gobblers. Stoppage here out on the floor. We get Oberfeld back in. That's Noah Oberfeld checking back into the game for the Pioneers. 5:27 to go and counting downward. Now getting it across half court, losing the pass initially, but Andrew Wittenshire comes out with it again for the Pioneers. Skip pass over to number 11 in Kirby Fisher. Loses the handle. It's taken away by Gus Sanford. 2-on-1 the other way as he rolls it up off the window, and the Gobblers back up by 4 at 52-48. Pioneers back offensively. Wittenshire, right corner for Fisher. He'll drive off the baseline, and another charge call, this one against Wittenshire.
Again, active hands gets that turnover. The fast break points by Gus, and then come back. Jalen again, second day in a row, just stepping up, playing great defense, taking that charge there. Nice job.
We talked with, of course, Jalen last night and Zach after the semifinal matchup against Foley, and we'll see if Coach Stanfield might be, I don't know if we'll be able to get to them in the post-game show just because of the trophy presentation that'll be taking place here after this contest here today. So we'll have to keep our eye on that as the Gobblers almost turn it over with Alex Palm now to Gus Sanford. 4:40 to go. Gobblers up 52-48. To Zach McDonald. McDonald, his shot denied with contact in the lane from Ian Oberfeld, but the Gobblers will not come out with any points.
I don't know if Robbie Ott's whistle works today.
Apparently not, I guess, as we call a foul against the Gobblers, it looks like.
Nope.
Or no, this one's against Pierz.
Yeah, against Noah Oberfall, his fourth. Little push in the back on Landon underneath.
That's the 5th team foul this half for Pierz. I'll make sure I don't rip out your headset again here with my feet extended once again. A comedy of errors here today with the broadcast. But you know what? If we're having fun, then I'm sure the folks at home are having fun at the same time. Jalen Williams across half court. Little razzle-dazzle across the timeline, but we'll eventually get it over to Landon Jansen from Gus Sanford. Back to Sanford on the left wing. Looks for a pass for someone to drive to the basket. He'll get it to Alex Palm now, top of the right side. He looks for over to Landon Jansen, the left wing in the left corner now for Gus Sanford. He'll get a screen. Sanford inside the arc, steps back out. Now cross-court pass again to Jalen Williams. He'll back his way out, nearing midcourt to reassess and look for a new rotation here for the Gobblers. To Landon Jansen, to Gus Sanford on the right wing. Sanford back to Landon Jansen, top of the key. Nowhere for him to pass to as the Gobblers looking stale here on this offensive set thus far. With 3.5 to go, Gobblers up by 4. Killing time, but definitely would like to come out with points here on this offensive set with the Gobblers. Screened by Jansen for Jalen Williams. Tried for the cut pass, jump shot at the free throw line. Loose ball, Williams with the putback shot, left it short again. Gets his own rebound to Zach McDonald, a quick two. Leaves the shot short, and it's to be taken away by the Pierz. Outlet pass, left all alone. Zach Jones up off the window, and 2 easy points for the Pierz Pioneers. Cuts it down to a 2-point lead, 52-50. Jalen Williams in the right corner for Alex Palm. Resets and gets it over to the top of the key now for Zach McDonald. Steps his way to the right side after a pass over to Gus Sanford. He looks to drive from the right elbow. Right corner for Palm once again. To Jalen Williams in the lane. Up with the right hand. Leaves it short once again, the shot. But a rebound down to Noah Oberfeld. He'll come out with a loose change with 2:42 and counting downward. It's a 1-possession lead. 3 on the way from Winsher, no good. Rebound down to Gus Sanford as he ripped it out of the hands of his teammate Landon Jansen. 2.5 to play. Gobblers up by 2. Loose ball on the floor. Zach comes out with it after initially losing it, but regains it. Gus Sanford with the basketball, 2:20 to play. Jalen Williams looks for that pass, but it will go over to Zach McDonald on the left wing. Weak side screen getting to the Gobblers, and Zach McDonald to Gus Sanford. Weak side screen once again. Sanford in the paint. Basketball count is he's called for a charge in Sanford. As he points to where the charge box was, but unfortunately, the official says that it was a charge against Gus Sanford.
Gus's third tonight. Fourth team foul.
Fourth team foul of the half. That's 3 fouls, 10 points, and a timeout taken out on the floor. Pierz Pioneer timeout. 52-50 our score. 2:07 to play here. We'll take a quick timeout here on the Gobbler. And for those tuning in to yourliveevent.com.
From all of us at Enbridge, thank you.
Thank you.
Miigwech, and thank you for working on Line 3 replacement.
Thank you to everyone who supported this project.
Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. And it's done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. I'm grateful for every single voice of support and every hour of labor put into this project. Thank you.
And just like that, we're back here on the Gobbler and RJBroadcasting.com with the Aitkin Gobblers leading 52-50. And again, a swing of momentum to each side here in this second half, much similar to the first half as well. With just over 2 minutes to play, Paul Vold, Jeremy Jansen from the Cub Foods Brainerd Baxter radio booth at the Aitkin Quarterbacks Club Holiday Tournament here in Aitkin.
Yeah, 2-point game, 2 minutes to go. That's what we signed up for, right, Paul?
Absolutely. We've had great games in every contest here. Now on to day number 2, game number 6 of the tournament. So we got 2 more games. It's going to be the girls' side with the third place game, and then followed by the championship tonight right here from Aitkin High School. But 2:05 to go. Pierz with the basketball. Gobbler fans try to get into the action with the defense chant. It's going to be Zach Jones. He'll fly it up off the window. 21 points we have for Zach Jones on the afternoon. Now make it 23. We're tied at 52. 1:45 to go, and we're tied once again. Ball loose out on the floor. Eli Christie, who checked in during the timeout, is in with Zach McDonald out on the bench along with Jalen Williams. Also checking in was Braden Smith. Smith with the basketball top of the left side. We get a timeout taken here quickly. I think now just a personnel change, if anything. And it looks like Jalen came up off the bench, almost limping a little bit off that right leg. Hopefully it was just a little hitch in his giddy up here just real quick.
Yeah, he kind of went down hard on that no call.
That's
down
right.
Here. And hopefully just a little bump and bruise, and he's ready to go.
Well, got a little bit of a layoff as well after today because the Gobblers don't play again until Thursday next week. That's what we have. And the Lumberjacks come to town. Cloquet.
Cloquet Lumberjacks coming to town. Yeah,
absolutely.
Should be a good contest.
Should be a great one.
Always have a good program up there in Cloquet.
One of the best hockey uniforms in the state of Minnesota in my mind as well.
Yeah, they are. They do have one of the best, yeah.
Always make the joke, too, whenever a goalie makes a save, hits them right in the chiclets.
Chiclets, yeah.
We're tied at 52 here from the Cub Foods Brainerd Baxter radio booth. Of course, on the Brandel Motors of Aitkin scoreboard, we're at 52 all. And that was a Riverwood Healthcare Center timeout, so we got to give due diligence to all of our sponsors for allowing us to broadcast. And I'm going to make it a little bit difficult here with just a little over a minute to go here in this game. We're tied at 52. Our big deal player of the game, it's going to have to come right here in the postgame show. Just hold off from the intro firing off once again. Hasn't happened quite yet, so might as well mix it in here the way things have gone today. Gobblers with the basketball, and Jalen Williams, Zach McDonald back in after a little bit of a break, and also Landon Jansen out here momentarily with Eli Christie in the game for him. Gus Sanford with the basketball. Minute 20 to go to Alex Palm. Now Jalen Williams out on the right wing with a minute 15 counting downward. Gobblers and Pioneers tied. Alex Palm left alone on the left wing. He's going to fire off a three-pointer. Alex Palm back off the backboard. Loose ball. And the rebound down into the hands of number 3, Andrew Wincher. Wincher across half court to Zach Jones. He'll drive as we get a foul called in the lane as he was trying to make his way to the hoop. Zach Jones.
I think it called it on the ground, though.
No continuation, it looks like.
Yep.
Foul against, I believe that's Zach McDonald. That'll be his third of the afternoon. Landon Jansen will check in for Eli Christie. 58 seconds ago, we remain tied at 52 apiece. Inbound to the right side underneath the basket for Ian Oberfeld. Out to Noah Oberfeld. Drives right corner up off the glass. Shot will not go. Gobblers get the rebound to Gus Sanford. 49 seconds to go.
I thought he traveled prior to that, but officials saw it differently than I, and that's why I'm up here and they're down there.
Zach McDonald from the right elbow stops on a dime. With 40 seconds to go, Gobblers may be content to try and hold on to this one as long as they can. To Jalen Williams on the right wing to Gus Sanford with 30 seconds to go. Left side for Landon Jansen. Tries to hand it off to Zach McDonald. It's taken away by the Pioneers. Foul called on the floor. Pioneers came out with the basketball. 26.2 seconds ago, an unfortunate time for a turnover.
They've come out in this 2-3 zone, and early on we penetrated the zone, and now we're just swinging the ball around and not finding that penetration, that backdoor pass. So
25 seconds ago, Pierz with the basketball. We're tied at 52, championship on the line. Working left side to Noah Oberfeld, and a timeout taken by Pierz. Believe we'll just keep it right here momentarily because, don't want to miss anything here. There's a quick 30-second coach's timeout. 16.4 seconds ago, tied at 52. Pierz with the basketball.
Yeah, it's down at, will they wait till the last second, make that shot? Are they going to try to get one early here and then play defense? I would assume they're going to try to, get that last shot. I think we stay active with our hands. We can get a turnover here, maybe some fast break bucket to win this thing. So should be fun. Final 16 here.
The way this contest has gone, too, and especially the way both offenses have kind of flowed, Pierz has been the one that's kind of get the quick strike offense for them, while Aitkin's been trying to work the clock as much as they can. But Pierz, in a situation like this, may want to try and slow things down and let things develop on the offensive end. But we'll have to find out here in 16.4 seconds. Tied at 52 apiece. Pierz with the basketball. It will be Noah Oberfeld that triggered the inbound from the right in front of the family section at Aitkin High School. Inbound will go to Andrew Wincher. They'll look to reestablish himself across the timeline for the Pioneers, I should say. 10 seconds ago. Pass inside to Ian Oberfeld. Back out to, and a timeout taken just as the ball was about to cross midcourt, with Zach Jones falling over to the Aitkin side of half court, and he saves themselves in a big way, does Pierz.
There's that turnover. Would have happened, right?
It would have happened.
Easy layup.
Oh, it would have been Pierz's mistake all around as well. With only a few seconds left here in the contest. And again, a reminder, once this game does go final, whoever comes out on the winning end, the Gobblers and the Pierz Pioneers, there will be the trophy presentation, I believe, here down on the floor. But we'll dive right into the post-game show. Of course, hopefully try to catch word with Coach Scott Stanfield. But, of course, with the ceremonies going on here, Might be a longer post-game show, or maybe we'll just have to send it out here a little bit sooner than maybe we would like to. But you know what? We'll keep you notified. And, of course, we got to pick our big deal player of the game and our Enbridge Energy player of the game as well. We'll, of course, go over the numbers from this game and this contest.
One thing the Gobblers here need to stay out of is a cheap foul, because they've got 16 fouls, and that 7th one puts them at the line for a 1-and-1. So got to play good defense, play smart, and not put them on the line.
52-52, 5.3 seconds go. Pierz with the advantage. We've already seen one overtime game. Gobblers would be content to either steal and throw up a half quarter or go to overtime as well. Wincher will trigger the inbound from midcourt. Looks for a pass across half court. It will be taken away by Zach McDonald. 3 seconds to go, and a timeout taken by Aitkin. Jeremy Jansen, a magician within himself. Part-time future teller.
And that's a senior on the court, though. He steals the ball, has an opportunity to try to make something happen, but what's he do? Calls a timeout. And
that he
gives
does.
an opportunity to set up that half-court set here, final shot, hopefully the final shot, and sends us away with the victory.
2.7 seconds to go is on the clock currently. Officials talking things over to see if they'll put any extra time on.
There should be at least 3.2, but I don't think they're going to do anything. Sometimes I wonder if we should have more than 3 officials, like 4 or 5, then we would get it right.
Quite possibly. But then that would mean that more people would have to be paid. Who knows? Maybe more people would like to officiate as well.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Again, that's why I say I'm up here and they're down there. They do a great job.
Absolutely.
They do a great job.
Unsung heroes of each and every game are these officials.
With it tough to find here, it's Christmas break. It's a Tuesday afternoon. These guys they have full-time jobs, and so for them to get out of work and be able to get here and officiate for our quarterbacks tournament is just great. So
absolutely. Great job by everybody volunteering that's been helping out here as well with 2.5 seconds to go. Looks like Gus Sanford will trigger the inbound right below our feet from the Cub Foods Brainerd Baxter radio booth. Sanford will inbound. Looking forward to Zach McDonald. Turnaround, right corner. He is impeded upon. It will be 0.1 second to go. We're going to put any more time on the clock, it looks like. No. So physically impossible for a shot to technically get off with 0.1 second to go. Inbound, Sanford, quick tip in, and no good. So we're going to overtime, basically.
There we are.
Here we are once again. So we head to overtime. It's just going to be a quick little 60-second timeout here from the Cub Foods Brainerd Baxter radio booth. And why not send it to OT the way this contest has gone here today?
Yeah, right. Extra basketball, right?
Absolutely. Here on a Wednesday afternoon from the Holiday Championship, the Aitkin Quarterbacks Club Holiday Tournament. We appreciate everybody who has come in. So a 4-minute overtime period to decide a winner here this afternoon. And, of course, the second half of our tournament will be coming up at 5 o'clock. That's when the scheduled first game is to take place between Northwoods and McGregor. And then the championship tonight scheduled for about 7 o'clock here tonight. That will be with the Aitkin Gobblers taking on Malacca. And we'll have the broadcasts as well at yourliveevent.com and also right here on the Gobbler too. So we'll see how things turn out here at this 4-minute overtime period.
A lot of basketball left yet today, and we started off with a 4-minute overtime here in the championship of the, what'd you say, the 36th annual?
36th annual, yeah.
Quarterbacks tournament, wow.
Might as well finish off the boys tournament with an overtime game as well. So we'll reset everything, 52-52. No points have been scored since there was about 2:50 to play in the contest. Gobblers will be reset now left to right on your radio dials and on your computer screens at rjbroadcasting.com. We get ready here for the opening tap as it is going to be won and controlled by the Pierz Pioneers. It will be Andrew Wincher. He'll bring it across half court now to the right side, on the left side I should say, to number 11 in Kirby Fisher. Stolen away by the Gobblers. Loose ball on the floor. And we are going to get the jump ball on the tie-up. Possession arrow will go to the Aitkin Gobblers.
Zach McDonald again active, got that ball, got a tip there, got that tip there, and created a loose ball, and Gobblers get another one there.
Gus Sanford will take the inbound from Jalen Williams. He'll bring it across half court. Now back to Jalen Williams on the right wing. Gets that screen from Alex Palm. Jumper at the free throw line. High off the backboard. No good. Rebound down to Ian Oberfeld. As coming across half court will be Fisher. Driving along the left baseline. Awkward shot off the left side. No good. Rebound is going to be fought for by Landon Jansen, and he'll come out with it. Coming back the other way comes Aitkin with Jalen Williams out on the right elbow, extended out to the pass now to Zach McDonald from Landon Jansen, right side. Now it'll be Landon Jansen working one-on-one against Oberfeld. Looks for a pass back out somewhere before he gets it all over to Alex Palm. To Gus Sanford, gets a screen from Palm, looks to clear out. Now back to Jalen Williams. Will get a screen from Jansen at the right elbow. Looks for somewhere to go down low. Lead pass inside. Double team on Jansen. His shot no good. Rebounded down to Ian, Noah Oberfeld. Pioneers come back the other way offensively with Kirby Fisher. Looks for some help on the inside, but we'll get a pass out in the right corner now for Andrew Winsher to Ian Oberfeld. Cross-court pass, left all alone in the middle. Kirby Fisher will lay it up for 2 points. 54-52 to start our overtime to Jalen Williams. He'll go to the right side to Landon Jansen. Jeremy's up here with me in the broadcast booth. To Jalen Williams on the left wing. Right up top for Zach McDonald. McDonald at the top of the circle, looks for somewhere to go with the passes. Offensively, the Gobblers looking for somewhere to go with it. Landon for three, no good. Rebound down to Alex Palm. Palm, cut door pass. We get a stoppage out on the floor, and it looks like an injury timeout here out on the floor, it looks like, as Zach McDonald might have cramped up, it looks like. Zach McDonald will check out here, as we will get injury substitution. It looks like Eli Christie checking into the ball game. As it'll go to Jalen Williams, who takes the inbound across into the field of play, as loose pass goes off the hands of Williams, but stays with the Gobblers with 1:43 to go here in this overtime period. Only 2 points scored, and it was Kirby Fisher with those 2 points.
Refs are letting them play in overtime here. A lot of body contact and just letting it go.
Absolutely here. Fed inside. Landon Jansen could use a big basket right here. He's rejected by Ian Oberfeld. 1.5 to go.
Landon's getting himself too far underneath the hoop there, and not getting him getting the angle.
That's going to bring out the likes of Noah Oberfeld back to number 12 in Zach Jones. Jones with the day, 23 points, and a turnover by the Pioneers, and a reprieve for the Gobblers with 1 minute and 12 seconds to go and counting downward here in this overtime period. The Gus Sanford on the right wing, dribbling inside the three-point arc in the lane. Fed pass inside, a little too strong for Landon, as it's turned over by Aitkin with 1 minute to go. With Zach Jones to Ian Oberfeld. Playing keep away are the Pierz Pioneers with 45 seconds to go. And almost a turnover as a foul called out on the floor. Looks like this one will go to Landon, I believe.
Refs bailed him out there. I thought it was a 5-second call, but and then it would have been a turnover over back there. So
it'll be a 1-and-1 here for Ian Oberfeld as he'll head his way to the free throw line with a 2-point lead for the Pierz Pioneers, as Braden Smith will check in for Landon Jansen. Only 2 fouls for Landon today, but he'll head his way to the bench, as looking over on the bench as well, Zach McDonald still getting looked at. Oberfeld's front end of the 1-and-1 is no good. Rebound down to Alex Palm. Eli Christie will get the basketball across half court with 40 seconds to go, and a timeout taken by this will be by the Gobblers and Coach Scott Stanfield. 39.4 seconds to go. Full coach's timeout. We'll keep it right here because, again, we don't want to miss anything here. And unfortunately for the Gobblers here in this overtime period, as well as the last few minutes of regulation, offense has been hard to come by for them.
Yeah, you know, again, they're in that 2-3 zone. We're swinging the ball around. It just seems like nobody wants to take that
right
shot. And, you know, how you get them out of a 2-3 zone, you shoot your way out or you drive penetrate, kick, and again, shoot your way out. And we're just not getting that. We're just really trying to play this pick and roll type with 2-3, and it's just not working in our favor. So, but there's still some game left here, and we got an opportunity to get back to even or even take the lead here.
39 seconds to play here in this overtime period. That's right. It's taking overtime so far to decide a winner here in the championship game of the 36th Annual Aitkin Quarterback Club Holiday Tournament. And guess what? We still got 2 more games to play here tonight as well. And boy, do we look forward to those contests as well, which will one of them will be right here on the Gobbler with Malacca and Aitkin for the championship tonight as well. But we'll get ready here for this inbound as Zach McDonald back into the contest, getting leg worked out. Probably was just a bad cramp the way.
Yeah, I think it looked like across there. The trainer came over. It's nice. We always have trainers on site here, and opportunity to get fixed up and away to go.
Zach McDonald gets the inbound across half court for Aitkin. 35 seconds ago, Gobblers down 54-52. McDonald will drive as he's blocked in the lane. 2 free throws coming up as he takes a whack on the arm. Are they going to say yes? Or is it going to be a 1-and-1 here?
I think he got him for 2, shooting foul. So
foul will go against Wincher. That'll be his 3rd foul of this contest, as it says on the scoreboard. 29.9 seconds to go. First free throw, good, from Zach McDonald. Second free throw coming up here for Zach. On its way, no good. Rebound down to number 11 in Kirby Fisher. 54-53, loose ball. It's taken alive and a foul called out on the floor. It's Zach Jones. And Zach McDonald will take his 4th. And also a 1-and-1, it looks like. Be the 8th team foul of the half. Zach McDonald, his 4th. Zach Jones will head his way to the free throw line with 23 points in the afternoon. Front end of the 1-and-1, a 1-point advantage for the Pierz. Now make it a 2-point advantage. 24.7 seconds to go. We'll get 2 guaranteed from Zach Jones. 1 timeout left, it's for Pierz. Second free throw is good, 53-56. Gobblers need a 3 to tie the game. 53-56, Zach McDonald will handle the basketball, 19 seconds to go. It'll be Gus Sanford to Zach McDonald, nearing the baseline, and he'll take the handoff now to Eli Christie. Back to Zach McDonald, 7 seconds to go. Needs to look for an open shot. It's going to be thrown away by the Gobblers.
Again, nobody wants to shoot the ball. It's this pass. You're sometimes going to have to shoot with some hand in your face, and we're just not willing to do it.
4.7 seconds ago. Inbound will go to Kirby Fisher with 3.8 seconds left, and we will head to the free throw line. 9th foul of the half and first one, third one now for Jalen Williams. 3.8 seconds left. Front end of a 1-and-1 here. Gobblers still could get an opportunity here with 3.8 seconds left. Will be Kirby Fisher at the free throw line. Front end of the 1-and-1 from Fisher. No good. Rebound down to Alex Palm. Gives it up to Gus Sanford with 2.5 to Eli Christie. Fires up a 3. It's good!
Wow.
He ties the game at 56. Basket will count.
Man, on awkward, he had a guy in his face, had to double clutch it, pull it back, and he buries it.
Eli Christie, ice in his veins. We go to double overtime. Wow.
What a shot. A big rebound. Alex Baum kicked to Zach, or kicked to Gus. Gus sees Eli streaking. He pops from about NBA range and buries it. I don't even think he had his head around to see the basket. He just kind of, as he was in the air, double clutch, pulled his head.
Wow.
What a shot.
A second overtime is in store this afternoon, because that is how things are going to go here this afternoon here today. My goodness, we're tied at 56. We go to a second overtime here on the Gobbler and yourliveevent.com. 56-56. And I believe as well, was he defended. I think it was by one of the Oberfeld boys.
The older Oberfeld, Ian Oberfeld, yep. Got a hand up. He pulled it back. He kind of shot the ball from behind his head because he had to. And can't believe that ball went in. But gives Gobblers some life here. Again.
That it certainly does. My goodness.
Time.
How about another 4 minutes for you here this afternoon in the championship game of the Quarterback Club Holiday Tournament, because we can't go anywhere now with this second overtime looming here today.
Foul trouble. Zach McDonald for the Gobblers with 4 fouls, and Noah Oberfeld with 4 fouls as well for the Pierz Pioneers. So
the one thing I'm also, I thought for sure when that shot did go in and the reaction as well, I thought we were going to get knocked off the air, just because sometimes when it gets a little bit loud, things tend to happen. So luckily enough, we got that on the air for the video stream here this afternoon. Second overtime period. Last time we played 2 overtimes, Crosby Ironton last season, and the Gobblers came out victorious on that end of that game as well. For the championship game, it's Ian Oberfeld for a deep 3. That's Noah Oberfeld misses it. Gobblers will take the advantage.
That was a long 3 attempt.
Very long 3-point opportunity as the Gobblers will come back offensively. We will see the likes of, this will be to Jalen Williams. Gus Sanford fell down low to Alex Palm, back out to Gus Sanford. Sanford will dribble his way with 3.5 to go. Gobblers with the advantage, but still tied at 56. Gus Sanford, turnaround shot, fade away, no good. Long rebound into the hands of number 3 in Kyle Wincher. Or excuse me, that's Andrew Wincher, my apologies. To Zach Jones. Jones over to Ian Oberfeld, will drive now. Will Kirby Fisher back to Ian Oberfeld to the top of the key for Zach Jones. Jones will drive off the left elbow, falling to the floor, but gets rid of it just before a possible travel could have been called. It will be a handoff now, looking like to the side of the Aitkin Gobblers, to the right side now for Pierz, and it'll be number 11, Kirby Fisher, fed down low to Zach Jones, as it's going to be a turnover. It's picked off by Zach McDonald.
Again, he's so active there with those hands. It's unreal, Paul.
Gus Sanford with the handle to Zach McDonald. To Landon Jansen out on the left wing, left alone, but decides to pass it off to Jalen Williams on the left elbow extended. Fed to Landon inside, up off the glass. His shot is impeded upon, and a foul called. Landon will head to the free throw line, it looks like. Ian Oberfeld, that'll be his 4th. As we will get, looks like a free throw coming up here.
Now with both of those guys in foul trouble, you just need to get it to the bigs, attack them there.
First free throw from Landon Jansen off the front of the rim, no good. 56 all remains the score. (56-56). Joey Stuckmeyer back into the contest with, looks like, substitution for Pierz, and the second free throw made by the Gobblers. 57-56. Aitkin has the lead with 2:25 to play in this second overtime. With as much activity as there have been for both sides here, the time just flies right by in these overtime periods. Fans rumbling their feet for the Aitkin side. Stuckmeyer out on the left wing to the top of the key for Kirby Fisher. Fisher with the basketball at the top of the circle, draws into a double team, but to Noah Oberfeld. Oberfeld with the basketball, as now it'll be back over to Kirby Fisher with 2 minutes to play. Pierz down by 1 to Noah Oberfeld, almost taken away by Stuckmeyer once again. Hands it off to Noah Oberfeld once again. Now back over, down inside to Ian Oberfeld, up off the window, lays it in for 2.
Gobblers wanted a travel call on there, and with Wincher losing his footing, and I think they had the right idea.
57-58. Eli Christie, the man that sent us here to this second overtime after the game-tying shot from NBA range. Gus Sanford for a three-pointer, no good. Long rebound into the hands of number 3 and Andrew Wincher. Wincher with under 90 seconds to go. Outlet to Noah Oberfeld, and a foul called against. Oh, that's going to be against Zach McDonald. Is that going to be number 5 for Zach? Unfortunately, that is number 5 for Zach, so his night is done with 18 points. So he'll foul out of this contest. We'll get, looks like, Landon to check back in with free throws coming up. Noah Oberfeld's first free throw hits off the back of the iron and jumps right in. 57-59, Gobblers trail. Coach Scott Stanfield talking with one of our officials here. We'll talk things over here with the official that was underneath the basket as well. Wonder what our discussion is taking place here down on the court.
They were questioning, I think, the foul was on.
So wondering if maybe was the 10th team foul, so there would be 2 guaranteed free throws, maybe quite possibly who shooting, maybe?
Yeah, I don't.
Honestly, off the top of my head, I can't remember who was the one that had the ball when Zach McDonald. It might have been either Wincher or Stuckmeyer from my recollection, but 57-59 Gobblers trail here with Stanfield. Still talking with our official.
I think he thinks, Stan thinks that Noah Oberfeld, that call was called on.
Mm-hmm.
They called it on Ian. I have it for Ian for his 4th. I think they have it on.
Good long discussion here from our officials as well as Coach Stanfield. Now we're going to get another conference here with all 3 officials. Don't see it too often. First off, one conference with all 3. Now we get a second conference with all 3 officials here on the floor. A very important situation here it calls for. .122 to go as the meeting of the minds on the floor here for first free throw did go in. It was 58-57 before Noah Oberfeld's first free throw, and then that went in to make it a 2-point advantage with 1:22 to play. And again, we still got 2 more games coming up here this afternoon, and had a little bit of a nice little break before the girls' side of the bracket, but we're going to be butting up right against them here. The way things are going on with now 2 officials talking over Coach Rob Williams from the bench getting into it as well. Coach Stanfield still pleading his case now with 2 officials on the floor. You know, sometimes I wish I was more of a basketball mind to make an argument for what's going on, but straight up, I'm going to be honest, I have no idea.
we have time with the substitution, and we're saying they shot the ball before the substitution happened.
Oh, yes.
And
that would make sense.
And so that
it should have been that Landon should have been able to substitute before that first free throw since it was the 15th foul. So they're taking the free throw off the board, it looks like, the first one.
I think he's still going to get 2 opportunities.
Right.
You know.
That's the point. It should have been that Landon should have been able to substitute first before the first free throw.
Right.
But now the fact that that first free throw was taken off, there's still a possibility that Oberfeld could miss both free throws.
Correct.
As opposed to having one made guaranteed, miss the second, and still a 2-point lead. But now it's a possibility that he could miss both. As now the Pierz coach talking things with 2 officials here on the floor. So now we get both sides of the argument and both sides of the coin. Coach for Pierz have to be a little bit more careful. Otherwise, we have already seen 1 technical foul given out here this tournament in the game last night for the Gobblers, which worked out to the Gobblers' advantage. So now we'll get the first official free throw here for Noah Oberfeld as the Gobbler fans.
He makes that first one.
He makes it anyway. A little gamesmanship between both family sections.
Yep.
Love to see it here in a crunch situation. 59-57. Second free throw on its way. No good. Landon Jansen with a rebound. So we're back at square one. It's a 2-point lead with 1:17 to go. Gobblers trailing 59-57, and a foul called against.
That's his 5th.
Noah Oberfeld.
Yeah.
So Noah Oberfeld's day after all the hoopla and festivities is done. And Gus Sanford will head to the free throw line for 1-1.
Gus 2 of 2 at the line tonight. It's afternoon again. To correct myself.
We're okay. We're hanging in there.
Tonight I'll be saying this afternoon.
Exactly. Happened to me as well. Front end of the 1-1 for Gus Sanford is good. Gobblers down by 1, 59-58 here in the second overtime period. Second free throw from Sanford is no good. Rebound down into the hands of Andrew Wincher, and a foul called against Landon Jansen. That's going to be the third against Landon. And Wincher back to the free throw line.
Double bonus?
Double bonus for Wincher, 2 guaranteed. 1:11 to go, 59-58. First free throw from Wincher is no good. Gobblers got that, have that going for them. 1:11 to play. Second free throw coming up here from Andrew Wincher. As the rumbling bleachers here at Aitkin High School will get the second missed free throw. Gobblers get the rebound from Alex Palm. 59-58. Gus Sanford will come from the top of the circle now, looks for a screen from Landon. No, he'll just pass it over to Landon to Eli Christie, inside to Alex Palm. His shot no good, long rebound into the hands of number 51 in Ian Oberfeld. Stretch pass stolen away by Gus Sanford.
There's the linebacker and Gus coming out right there.
Absolutely. 59-58 Gobblers trail. Gus Sanford to Landon, Jansen to Eli Christie. The man of the hour in the first overtime for the free throw line to Jalen Williams. Williams at the free throw line, back out to Gus Sanford, 34 seconds to go. Gobblers down by 1, floater in lane, and he is denied but fouled at the...
I think that's the other Oberfeld heading to the bench. Oh, they called it? No,
they called that on Fisher.
Interesting.
That's going to be his second foul of the afternoon. And Gus Sanford at the free throw line, 31.4 seconds ago, 1-1. That's 2 free throws, actually, since it was a shooting foul.
Shooting foul, yep.
We're tied at 59. 31.3 seconds to go. Looks like the Gobblers will keep everybody at the free throw lane. Tied at 59, second free throw from Gus Sanford. No good. Rebound down to Kirby Fisher, 29.6 seconds to go. Gobblers tied it up at 59. Zach Jones for the Pierz Pioneers with the basketball. Loose ball, it's a steal, and a timeout called before the steal. How do you call a timeout before the steal as the ball was in the exchange?
I don't understand that, Bob. You know, you've got to watch the play develop, let that play develop. You can hear the coach behind you calling the timeout. The issue there is the official turned to look at the coach, didn't see the play happening in the turnover about to happen, and so that's where we had some upset fans here in Aitkin.
Quite so, because Pierz still gets the basketball with 18 seconds to go. Even though Gus Sanford would have taken the ball down the length of the floor, at least for a chance to take the lead with seconds left here in a second overtime period.
Man.
What a game. What a game so far, and we still got a whole lot of time left. It was 56-56 at one point in this second overtime.
That's where it started.
That's where it started.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. And I think the first overtime was
52-52.
So not a lot of scoring.
That's where we get to this point here. Both teams laboring. Of course, Zach McDonald fouled out. Noah Oberfeld is fouled out. Ian Oberfeld with 4 fouls. And the Pierz Pioneers with the ball. 18.6 seconds to go. We're tied at 59. Holiday Tournament Championship on the line here in a second overtime period. Long inbound. It's going to be caught by Zach Jones, and a foul called as Jones took the high inbound pass. And I believe Landon will get accredited for the foul and his 4th. That is going to be 2 free throws regardless for Zach Jones.
The one we don't want at the line, too. He's
First free throw from Jones is good. Thought we were going to get the English off the front of the rim, but unfortunately it did not go that way for the Gobblers. 60-59. Second free throw is no good. Landon with a rebound. 15.5 seconds ago and a timeout, this time taken by the Gobblers.
Yeah, Zach Jones on what's he got? Six for 8 from the line tonight. That he was 6 of 7 going into that last free throw. So
14.1 seconds go here in this second overtime period. Gobblers with the basketball and a timeout.
This is where we need to with Noah Oberfeld out. We need to attack using the bigs. There's a mismatch whether it's with Landon or with Alex Palm down there's a mismatch, and I think if we can get that ball in, we can get maybe a bucket and a foul here. But that's where I think we need to take advantage. If it's not there, then somebody's going to be open for a 3, and so.
Right now here with the Riverwood Healthcare Center timeout, coming to you live from the Cub Foods Brainerd and Baxter radio booth. The 36th annual Aitkin Quarterback Club Holiday Tournament Championship game with your Aitkin Gobblers trailing the Pierz Pioneers 60-59. After a game that was sent to overtime, Eli Christie saves the Gobblers' afternoon with a game-tying 3 from NBA range. In a matchup that we were talking about, of course, Mike Hillman with Muggsy Bogues, a very similar situation there.
There it was. Yes.
Foreshadowing there
yeah,
on that
foreshadowing,
point. Part-time fortune teller Jeremy Jansen here on the call for color commentary. Boy, the open tryout might be a one-and-done situation here.
I think we're going to go to Alex Palm off the glass here for a bucket, and this is where I think we see the mismatch here. Alex very athletic.
Jalen Williams will trigger the inbound right at midcourt, gets it to Gus Sanford. He'll bring it across the timeline with 10 seconds to go to Jalen Williams out on the right wing with 7 to play. Counting downward. Needs to get a pass to Landon Jansen inside. Landon, double team on him. No foul call. Gets the putback. Basket will count. And he has fouled Landon Jansen.
Fouled. Well, we went down underneath, but I thought there was a foul on the previous one, and the ball was going on the bounds. The kid actually threw it back in bounds to Landon underneath the hoop, and he was right there. So
double overtime is made for Landon Jansen because in that contest against Crosby Ironton last year, it was Landon Jansen that was the hero in that contest. Even after a couple of game-tying threes in last year's game against Crosby Ironton, it was Frank Meyer who hit those game-tying threes in overtime and in regulation to send it.
Right.
And that one's fresh in my mind because it was one of the most exciting games that I've called thus far here for homegrown local radio.
I was in the middle of Iowa in that game, Paul, listening to your call for that, so it was great to be able to, and we were actually streaming it, so
yes,
great.
One of the greatest games I've called in my entire life. I don't remember a thing about it. 62-60. The mulleted man in Landon Jansen takes the lead at 2 with 1.3 seconds left. It is not over by any stretch of the imagination.
No, you know what you got to do is you got to put some pressure on them so that the shot that they take is from long ways away. You got to avoid the baseball pass here, full length. You got to get up in the face and no cheap fouls because they're in double bonus. They get 2 shots here, Paul. So
have to be wary of that. But you don't want to often give up an open look as well for the game time shot and or three.
Game winner, yeah.
You definitely want to keep a lot of things in the back of the mind, but at the same time, 62-60, Gobblers with the advantage with that and 1 3-point play from Landon Jansen. Overtime heroics for Landon in the second overtime. It was also Eli Christie that sent us to overtime.
Man, what a shot.
Oh, man. We're going to have to go back in the highlight reel, record this all in total, and get some highlights out there as well. But thankfully as well, on the flip side of everything, the video stream, knock on wood, has been going strong here.
In the second half where we needed it, too,
yes,
right?
Exactly. I feel like the 2 overtime periods have made up for that rough first half as well. So
hey, they got their money's worth now.
Knock on wood here. 1.3 seconds to go. 62-60. Aitkin with the advantage. Long inbound pass to Kirby Fisher for the shot. It will not go. Gobblers are tournament champions here for the quarterback club.
What a game.
What a game.
Our 2 big guys finished combined 27 rebounds, Paul.
What a game here this afternoon, and we have a lot to divulge here in this contest. Gobblers are tournament champions here this afternoon. We are going to step aside here for a break. 62-60, our final score, and we'll get right to the post-game show with your Aitkin Gobblers victorious 62-60 on the Gobbler, as well as yourliveevent.com.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
Riverwood Healthcare Center in Aitkin provides total joint care for shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, hands, and wrists. Our team of highly skilled orthopedic surgeons use innovative procedures to increase mobility and reduce pain. Get back to the activities you enjoy. Learn more at riverwoodhealthcare.org. Riverwood Healthcare, your trusted leader for orthopedics and sports medicine.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
Aitkin Gobblers Action with your live event is made possible by the advertising businesses you see throughout this broadcast. They help ensure that we can bring you the coverage at the best price, free. Please thank and support our sponsoring businesses. If you own a business or your organization wants to reach the listeners and viewers of your live event and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, go to yourliveevent.com and click Advertise or contact one of the offices in Brainerd or Aitkin. Enjoy the broadcast.
Welcome back here this afternoon here on the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM 103.1, yourliveevent.com, and two exhausted play-by-play color commentator guys. And, well, we've got a long stretch still in our way here. A victory for the Aitkin Gobblers, double overtime in the championship of the 36th annual Aitkin Quarterback Club Holiday Basketball Tournament. Paul Vold alongside with Jeremy Jansen. And Jeremy, this was as advertised for this matchup, and great basketball this afternoon.
You got your money's worth in this game.
Oh, my goodness.
And as Stanfield said in the pregame, the speech that you had with him, it's going to be a back-and-forth game, and we're going to have to fight and be gritty, and they were. They were all of that. So
the Aitkin Gobblers are victorious. They will get the tournament championship trophy. I think Pierz, who we're talking about in the game, was the tournament champion last time around. Yep. So championship trophy will remain here in Aitkin, and a great contest as well. It was 52-52 to go into overtime, and of course, we had a lot of play back and forth in that first half, and then it was 56-56. Gobblers were down by 3. Eli Christie takes it from NBA range over Oberfeld. Ian Oberfeld ties the game to get us to the second overtime.
And it was a line drive type shot that, he had to pull it back, and he buries it. And Eli had a nice game tonight, from the elbow, a couple jumpers, and he was active there. So a nice game by Eli. But that shot, the one that sent it into a double, was great.
And I believe here they're handing out these plaques for each individual team for a scholarship or something.
No, this is this is the JV portion all tournament team.
Gotcha.
So they're doing the JV portion all tournament team, and then they will do the varsity side of the all tournament.
Gotcha. So we'll have to get all those names, and also the tournament championship for both teams as well, for both the varsity and the JV as well here this afternoon from Aitkin High School's gymnasium. I know it's probably going to be a little bit of a drawn-out process. Maybe if Coach Stanfield is still around for the girls' game, maybe we'll have to talk with him, or lo and behold, we'll talk to him Saturday morning with the Saturday Sports Wrap. But Jeremy, we got a look at any of our numbers here from this contest, some of the top scores for both teams.
Yeah, so Zach Jones, for the Pierz Pioneers, he ended with 26 points and 6 boards. Noah Oberfeld, who was in
foul trouble in the first half. Came back, scored 7 points in the second half with 4 rebounds, and his brother Ian had 7 points, 8 boards, and Joey Stuckmeyer had a nice game with 8 points for Pierz. For the Gobblers, we had 4 guys in double digits today. Gus Sanford, 14 points, 7 boards. Landon Jansen, 10 points, 14 boards. Eli with 10 points. Zach McDonald with 19 points, three rebounds. Alex Palm, 4 points, 13 boards. And Jalen Williams with 6 points and 8 boards for the Gobblers today. So a great, getting multiple scores in double digits is always good to have.
Absolutely. Of course, now they're doing the varsity side of the all-tournament team. Tegan Duvel from Foley named to the all-tournament team. And
well-deserving.
A player from Greenway also getting announced as a member of the all-tournament team. Might see a couple of Gobblers on the all-tournament team here. We'll see how things shape up. Even for Pierz, too. Hats off to Pierz. What a game for this crew and for both teams.
It was in this game because either way there was a game of runs. Gobblers had a lead early in the first half, and Pierz came back, and then they put on a little run. Gobblers came right back. Gobblers came right back, and so back and forth game. So.
Zach McDonald will limp his way over, of course, nursing that cramp a little bit, but also named to the all-tournament team, as well as Jalen Williams, too, both named to the all-tournament team for the Gobblers.
Yep,
so
nice.
Hats off to both of them here. I think we'll take another break here. Of course, we got to still name our big deal player of the game, our Enbridge Energy player of the game, still coming up here before we start wrapping things up from Aitkin High School. Gobblers victorious in double overtime here on the Gobbler. And for those tuning in at yourliveevent.com.
At R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, we inspire to provide the best in local sports coverage for our area teams. Listen to our Wake the Lakes morning show for local news, weather, and sports every weekday morning from 6 to 9. If you're enjoying the video coverage of the Aitkin Gobblers, thank the sponsoring businesses UC Advertising. They make it possible. If you're a business owner and want to reach our viewers and listeners, go to yourliveevent.com and click Advertise to get in contact. That's yourliveevent.com.
It's been a family tradition since 1938, purchasing a new Ford or pre-owned vehicle at Aitkin Motors. Another tradition that Aitkin Motors is proud of is supporting extracurricular activities for area students. Need an oil change or vehicle repair? Schedule an appointment with the Aitkin Motors Service Department. Tires? Check out the low price tire guarantee. Aitkin Motors, family owned and operated, serving the area for over 84 years. For hours, appointments, and vehicle inventory, visit AitkinMotorsCO.com.
Welcome to Aitkin Schools. Keep informed with district news and information for parents, families, students, and staff with your visit to the Aitkin School website at home.isd1.org. Our mission at Aitkin Schools is to empower students to be lifelong learners and citizens by maximizing community, parent, and staff involvement while developing high expectations and achievement in a safe learning environment. We are ISD1.
Hey, welcome back this afternoon again here on the Gobbler, KKIN, AM 930, FM translator 103.1. For those also tuning in, yourliveevent.com in the post-game show with your Aitkin Gobblers victorious double overtime. Still trying to digest everything that we just witnessed here this afternoon. Paul Vold, Jeremy Jansen on the call this afternoon. And it's time now, once again, that we announce our players of the game, starting first with our big deal player of the game, brought to you by Newman Construction in Baxter, Advantage Seamless Gutters in Baxter, as well as Mille Lacs Energy Cooperative, Crow Wing Kayaks in Cross Lake, Cuyuna Regional Medical Center, BigDealAuctions.com, and W.W. Thompson Concrete Products in Brainerd. Big deal player of the game will go to Landon Jansen.
Landon had 10 points today, 14 boards. Fought through a little. He's been a little under the weather, so he fought through it today this afternoon, but a nice game. It could have gone to one of many. Alex had 13 boards, and so those guys worked hard underneath, and they needed to, as Stan said in the pregame interview, that our bigs were going to have to do it today. So.
Of course, Landon Jansen, our big deal player of the game, not only because this is his dad sitting right next to me breathing down my neck, but you know what? It's well-deserved. He ultimately scored the game-winning points. That is one of the big factors, but our Enbridge Energy player of the game brought to you by our friends at Enbridge. They thank you for supporting the Line 3 replacement project. Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver North American energy that we all rely on every day. And it was done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. Thank you from Enbridge. Our Enbridge Energy player of the game, Eli Christie.
Yeah, and coming off the bench, Eli does a nice job. He gives a little spark. He's a good shooter. But that basket he had there late,
oh my goodness,
to send it to double overtime. Was it double over? Send it to double?
Send it to double overtime.
Double overtime. Yeah.
Again, I don't remember anything that's happened here except for Landon Jansen making that free throw. That's about it at this point. That's why we had the video stream going on, so that way we can look back on this contest and pull out what we need to out of it as well.
Yeah, but just a great job by Eli. He's a great athlete, but coming off the bench as a junior here, and he's really developed into a nice player. He's got a great looking shot, and we saw that tonight. So. But high energy gets us into double overtime.
That it certainly does. We were going to get Landon to come over here for an interview, but they got to get the team picture done first. Scott also on his way up here today as well. But before we get to our post-game interviews and everything, and of course hand out our player of the game shirts and everything too, we got to talk about the fact that we still got 2 more games coming up here. First game's supposed to tip off here in about 55 minutes. And you know what? I think if anything is an indication, the first 2 games today, girls' side of the bracket's going to be even better tonight as well.
I think so. Those teams match up so equal. It's going to be a game just like we saw here. So,
Absolutely. It looks like we will get Landon to come up, hopefully, along with Coach Scott Stanfield for the Aitkin Gobblers as well. What do you think? You want to interview Landon real quick?
Yeah.
Don't worry, we got the microphone here. We'll give it to them.
I'll leave it up to you.
We'll take care of things here as well. Gobblers victorious in double overtime here this evening here on the Gobbler, as well as yourliveevent.com. We'll hand off the microphone here. Yeah, we'll talk with you here first, Coach. Coach Scott Stanfield joins us here on the postgame show. Yes, please take a seat.
Yeah.
You guys don't certainly make it easy on us here with some of these high thrilling games, but Coach Scott Stanfield joins us here in the postgame show. Double overtime victory, Coach, and it was, like you had said in the pregame show, back and forth. Well, the rock fight turned into a snowball fight yesterday, and this was probably more of an ice ball fight too.
Right. I mean, I always say, a lot of kids like to play the game of basketball.
Right.
But we got to find ones who like to compete.
Right.
I'd rather have competitors, and we got about 7, 8 kids who like to compete, and they just keep going and keep working and don't give up and just keep doing the little things, and that was proven today. I think, basketball is a very tough game to play, and, when things get tough, how are you going to battle through it? And, we certainly didn't play our best. I thought we played real well at times, but we had some mental breakdowns, and fatigue and sickness, I think, is still a problem for us. But all in all, we won 2 close games, and that you can really build on that going forward, especially a game like this. And it's been a while since we've beaten the Pierz team in basketball, so that was good to see. And to win their home tournament, I think, is something the kids will remember for
Coach,
a long time.
We also want to talk about, too, to get the game into that second overtime, Eli Christie's game-tying 3 over a mountain of a young man in Ian Oberfeld. The size matchup not to the favor of Eli, but, again, getting that shot to send it to double overtime, I'm sure, had to be a great view from your side on the bench.
Right, and Eli won't forget that. And I thought, you're almost dead in the water, and I thought Gus threw him a heck of a pass.
Absolutely.
I thought on the run, in time, on target. And Eli just, when kids aren't thinking, that's when they shoot the best. And I think we got a lot of overthinkers on our team that, geez, I'm thinking about this, instead of just catch and shoot and just letting the game flow. And hopefully we will get there, in mid-February. We'll see where we're at, and we'll look back at this, and, we'll be a totally different team in February than we are right now. And that's what I always build for. It looks ugly at times, but kids are getting to know each other a little better and playing. A lot of kids first-time varsity stuff, and but we got to get some kids healthy, and we'll take tomorrow off and go from there. And Landon tired and sick, but when it came down to it, he made a shot he had to make. And
Absolutely.
He could have did it a little earlier than that, but I'll take it when it goes in the basket.
Not afraid of the criticism.
Zach played a nice game. Jalen had a good tournament defensively. Gus here, did a lot of good things, and he's strong enough to play a bigger kid and fast enough to play a smaller kid, so he put him on number 12 and 22, and he represented himself pretty well on that side of the ball. So
it's also
those are all good things.
It's also going to be a nice feeling, Coach, too, to bring a little hardware over to the trophy case as well, bringing that tournament championship back home.
Exactly.
Coach, we certainly do appreciate the time. We'll hand off the microphone here to Landon real quick as well, our big deal player of the game. I know he's been hampering me about it pretty much since football season and last baseball season, too. When are you going to give me player of the game type stuff? Well, there you go, Landon. Through sickness and all. First off, got to ask you how you feeling right now. You a little tired?
Yeah, pretty exhausted.
Big shot at the end of at the end of double overtime to get the win for the Gobblers here today. Landon, obviously, too, I know there were some struggles late in that second half and in that first overtime, but, what about it? Was you able to keep your composure and obviously, fight through to the very end?
Oh, well, I guess just keep the motor turning, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Pretty I don't even have words, I guess.
How about your point of view from that shot from Eli to send it to double overtime? What'd you think of that shot?
That was pretty crazy. I thought we'd act what Coach Dan said, dead in the water, and I see him shoot. I knew it was going in as soon as he released it.
It was definitely one of those shots that nobody will forget here in quite some time. But also, too, Landon, got to talk about now. Obviously, you started off the season 0-4. Back-to-back games, you've got 2 wins right here on your home court against some very tough and some tough competition, obviously, too, with that win against Foley. Nail-biting finishes all the way, but again, it's got to feel nice to get those 2 wins after a very tough start to the season.
Yeah, it does. It feels pretty sweet. Get the monkey off her back and get us rolling.
Absolutely. Landon, we certainly do appreciate the time for coming on here at the post-game show. Big deal player of the game for Landon Jansen. We'll talk to you later, all right?
All right.
Landon Jansen joins us here on the post-game show. The Aitkin Gobblers victorious 62-60, double overtime here this afternoon. We'll start wrapping things up here as well. Jeremy Jansen here joining us here on the post-game show as well. Color commentary. You know what? I think at this point, the way things have gone, I think the color commentary position is pretty well locked into place. We'll see.
I'll have to take that up with my wife.
I mean, you're going to be here anyway.
Yeah, I will.
So.
I will, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, and if I'm on the road wherever you're at, I'm sure I'd be more than happy to sit in.
Well, that's the benefit of a lot of these games with the video stream. They got me locked into pretty much this same spot all season.
Yeah,
so
great.
No complaints on my part, living only about 6 blocks away.
Totally,
yep.
And I'm here an awful lot, so.
We'll definitely see plenty of each other. Gobblers victorious 62-60 in double overtime. Gobblers now 2-4 on the season. They are going to be off until Thursday when they bring home Cloquet here from the Aitkin High School Gymnasium. Pierz now 4-4 on the season. They're going to have Mora on Tuesday at home down the road in Pierz as well. So our second half of our bracket for the Holiday Tournament Championship with Northwoods taking on McGregor in the first game. Well, just a little over 45 minutes away here this afternoon. Scheduled for about a 5 o'clock pregame, 5 o'clock tip-off, I should say. Pregame for the second game with Aitkin taking on Malacca tonight. That'll be a 6:40 pregame scheduled for with a 7 o'clock tip-off right here on the Gobbler as well as yourliveevent.com. Well, Jeremy, anything else you want to take a look at here?
Opportunity, yeah. It's a great game and fun opportunity to sit here and be the color guy for you. So
we certainly do appreciate all the time. We appreciate everybody that tuned in here this afternoon, and we do appreciate the fact you rolled with the punches right with us in that first half with our technical difficulties. But we made up for it with 2 overtimes to correct everything. The universe has a way of balancing things out, and I am on cloud 9 right now, looking forward to a couple of great games here for the second half of the tournament championships as well from the Aitkin High School Gymnasium. So until next time, of course, that'll be coming up. 6:40 scheduled pregame. Malacca Wolves against your Aitkin Gobbler girls basketball team for the tournament championship right here on the Gobbler as well as your live event.com. For Jeremy Jansen, I'm Paul Vold here this afternoon on a Wednesday afternoon. Gobblers victorious in double overtime. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate you as always. A big thank you to all of our sponsors. Be sure to thank our sponsors with your patronage, and always shop local, especially as we go into 2022. This has been a proud presentation of Homegrown Local Radio, R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. For Jeremy Jans and I'm Paul Vold signing off for your home for Aitkin Gobbler Sports, KKIN, AM 930, FM Translator 103.1, and yourliveevent.com. We will talk to you later on tonight. You enjoy your Wednesday afternoon.